Good evening, everybody. I would like to call to order the regular meeting of the Monee Village Board of Trustees, May 22nd, 2024. It is presently 6:32 p.m. Jude, if I could please ask you to come up for an invocation.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Board. Father God, as we stand in awe of your goodness and mercy today, we invite you to be present amongst us by the power of your Holy Spirit. Father God, we declare we love you. Thank you that you have made the way of your love known through your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Gonzalez.
Here.
Trustee Henson.
Present.
Trustee Horn.
Here.
Trustee Rakes.
Present.
Trustee Wilson.
Present.
Trustee Udris.
Present.
Open to the public, agenda items only. May I please have a motion to accept the consent agenda?
Make that motion, Mayor. Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Henson.
Yes.
Trustee Horn.
Yes.
Trustee Rakes.
Yes.
Trustee Wilson.
Yes.
Trustee Udris.
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez.
Yes.
And moving on to the clerk's report.
Thank you, Mayor Bogues. Really quick, I know I've been giving updates in regards to ComEd and their filings. So they've had several filings, and each one, they have not approved everything that they've come back for. So they have filed again on May 17th, and so as more information comes in, I'll make sure to keep you guys abreast about it. End of report.
Great. All right, on to my report, the mayor's report. First off, I would really like to thank John and Tracy Henson for hosting their 4th annual LEAD event, which was held this past Saturday, May 18th. EMA provided the location this year. Jackie Haas, our state representative, was in attendance. The weather was great, the camaraderie was great, and it was very successful as always. So thank you, John, Tracy, appreciate it. And another quick blurb here, we did have a resident reach out to Parks and Rec regarding a broken slide at Potawatomi Park. So I would just like to inform everybody that the slide has been fixed, and the resident was kind enough to send a thank you to Parks and Rec and DPW for taking care of that. So it's always nice to have those kudos. Next, discussion/approval for the appointment of Charles Dunlap to the Fire and Police Commission. A little bit about Charles. Charles Dunlap is a graduate of the University of Illinois Police Training Academy. In December of '98, he retired from the Piatt County Sheriff's Department. On April 1st of 2024, this year, Charlie retired as an investigation supervisor from the Illinois Department of Human Rights. Charlie and his wife Janice have resided in Monee for 22 years. They have 4 grown children and 12 grandchildren. So if I can please have a motion to appoint Charles Dunlap to the Fire and Police Commission.
Make that motion. Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Horn.
Yes.
Trustee Rakes.
Yes.
Trustee Wilson.
Yes.
Trustee Udris.
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez.
Yes.
Trustee Henson.
Yes.
Thank you, Board. Second up, discussion approval for a resolution regarding the 457 Deferred Compensation Plan. As everybody recalls, this is a plan that the Village and Union had agreed upon some time ago for its full-time employees. This administration has finally gotten around to actually implementing it, so we now need to provide a proclamation announcing that we have now offered it to our full-time employees. So if I can please have a motion to approve the resolution regarding the 457 Deferred Comp Plan.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on this? Roll call, please.
Trustee Rakes.
Yes.
Trustee Wilson.
Yes.
Trustee Udris.
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez.
Yes.
Trustee Henson.
Yes.
Trustee Horn.
Yes.
2024-2.
Thank you, Board. That's all for me. Moving on to the Administrator's report.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. First item is the Industrial Drive Cleveland Avenue Road Reconstruction Project. The village received one bid on May 10th, 2024 for the reference project, which is from Iroquois Paving Corporation in the amount of $4,091,948.38. As noted in your attachment, this bid is approximately 8.5% lower than Robinson Engineering's estimated cost of $4,472,648.00. Therefore, we respectfully recommend that the contract be awarded to Iroquois Paving Corporation for their submitted bid amount. Board action request is a motion to approve the Industrial Drive Cleveland Avenue Road Reconstruction Contract Award to Iroquois Paving Corporation in the amount of $4,091,948.38.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion, board?
Just wanting to see, this one is also on this year's plan to get done before the end of construction this year? Yes?
That's the plan, yes. It's gonna move into next year with a finished completion date.
The way the contract is written,
Can you come to the mic, please? Thank you.
the curb and concrete and asphalt and storm sewer all should be completed at the end of this construction season. The lighting and the restoration will be in May of 2025.
Thanks.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Rakis?
Yes.
Thank you, Board. This one we are very excited about. This has been a long time coming. A lot on this project has taken place over the last year and a half. So over the past year, the village has been working on an antique lighting plan that would begin at the Culver's Restaurant entrance along Monee Manhattan Road and extend eastward to Egyptian Trail, where it will run south to the roundabout, and then extend east along Court Street to Governor's Highway. The current plan would complement the existing lighting configuration in the roundabout. This lighting plan would be phase one of the overall plans and will continue in sequence along the Monee Manhattan Road to Governor's Highway and southward to Court Street as the town center develops. Please note in your attachments the design and proposed costs submitted by Lighting Digest for phase one of this project. Also, the lead time indicated from Lighting Digest for the tall poles is 26 weeks, and they advise that if the order is not approved by the village and submitted within the next few weeks, the lead time could go up to 36 weeks, as they are about to enter into their busy season. Board action request is a motion to approve the proposed lighting plan submitted by Lighting Digest for phase one in the amount of $515,847.00.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
And I guess this is a weird question about the lighting. So I know it's antique looking, but will it match the lighting from our regular light poles? It's not like some of them are going to have like an orange tint and some of them is going to have the yellowish. They'll all match the same bulbs will go in.
Yes.
Thank you.
And Ruben, just another question about the lighting. In the future, we'll be able to add on or follow through with what we're purchasing, meaning in the future, if that's the route we take, we'll be able to make and purchase the same lighting.
That is correct, yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
If you would, a quick question. So the intersection of Monee Manhattan and Egyptian Trail, were we able to gain some cooperation with that through our neighbor?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
So we were able to finally, after about 2 years, we finally able to
Awesome.
have that agreement. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Rakis?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Thank you, Board. And the last item is for EMA, an ATV purchase request. As the village's emergency management agency continues to grow its team of voluntary members, it has also continued to expand and build upon its skill of emergency traffic control operations. and emergency search and rescue response. Although it has always been our hope that no one, especially our residents, are ever involved in a serious traffic crash or need the services of a search and rescue team, the village continues to invest its time, resources, and volunteers to train for these types of emergencies. One of the recent assessments made by the EMA director and his team is the need for another all-terrain utility vehicle. The village of Monee is unique in that we have train traffic, an interstate, vast open space, waterways, and woodlands all within our community. This vehicle fits into all aspects of our operation and will respond to all internal and external departments' requests for assistance through the EMA Mutual Aid Request Program. In your attachment is an invoice quote for a 2024 Polaris utility vehicle with governmental pricing set at $30,176.26. This purchase has been budgeted during fiscal year 2025. Board action request is a motion to approve the purchase of the 2024 Polaris utility vehicle in the amount of $30,176.26.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
I just want to say that I think this is well-deserved or well-needed. It's something they need to have. I'm glad that this is up right now for them. That's it.
It's phenomenal because the next one is snowmobiles. That's the next meeting. I'm working for you, Randy.
Is that a rental charge we can charge on that when it's not being used?
And the jet skis. For
There you go.
And the jet skis, yeah.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Rakes?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Idris?
Yes.
Thank you, Board. End of report.
Thank you. Moving on to our officials' reports. Public Works, Trustee Horn.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Happy spring to everyone. A couple items of interest for us. Iroquois Paving has begun construction on the Court Street sidewalk project, beginning with replacing culverts in the work area. Work on this project is expected to last 3 to 4 weeks. And if you saw some workers working on the corner of Court and Will Center, that was another crew that was moving utility line, what would you say? Gas lines, thank you. So pre-construction meetings were held last week for 2 upcoming projects. Number 1, the replacement of a water main along Main Street from Linden Avenue to Ruby Street, as well as along Linden Avenue and Eastgate Avenue, is expected to begin early June. Project will likely take 10 to 12 weeks to complete. Also, number 2, resurfacing of 3 3/4 miles of, or 2/3 rather, miles of roadways in the village will begin in June. The project is still waiting for final IDOT approval before a firm start date can be established. Public announcements and resident notifications will be made when appropriate. In other news, the first scoops of dirt have been moved at the new Public Works site on Industrial Drive. A temporary driveway has been put in place, and once a temporary parking area is established, we'll schedule a formal groundbreaking ceremony. And then crews this week began placing slow-release larvicide tablets in catch basins throughout the village in order to control the mosquito population this summer, while our mosquito alticide sprayer has been calibrated and is ready for service. Mosquito spraying will be performed 2 to 3 days per week at dusk during the summer months, depending on the weather. And the next scheduled branch pickup will be Monday, June 3rd. Please visit villagemonee.org for details. End of report.
Thank you. Moving on to Parks and Recreation, Trustee Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mayor. For Parks and Recreation, today we had a great health and job fair with several businesses and organizations from local to Illinois state representatives. Thank you to all who attended, including me. This weekend is the Monee Community-Wide Garage Sale, the much-awaited Community-Wide Garage Sale, Friday and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The list of homes participating is available on our website, social media, and here at Village Hall. And please join us as we, on Monday, May 27th, for our Memorial Day tribute with the Monee American Legion at the Village Hall at 10 a.m. Always a beautiful. Saturday, June 1st, is the shredding event sponsored by State Representative Jackie Haas, held here at the Village Hall parking lot from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Limit is 2 boxes per car, approximately legal box size, and you must provide your own boxes. And we are very grateful to Animal Wellness of Monee, who are once again sponsoring all the movies in the park this summer. Thank you, Animal Wellness. And Monee Chamber is hosting 2 ribbon cuttings for new businesses. School Kids, located at 5701 West Monee Manhattan Road, will be Wednesday, May 29. Do you know what time? Okay, we don't have a time yet. Monee's Senior Community Cafe, which will be a beautiful thing, located at 47 West Court Street inside New Hope Church, Friday, June 7th at 2 p.m. And a couple other things of note. More projects starting in the village of Monee. The sidewalk along Court Street from Village Hall to Will Center Road is moving along. And this is, again, like Mike said at last meeting, this has been a pet project in the works for 17 years. So I am so glad this one is starting. So again, we have some ComEd poles that are having to be removed or not being able to remove, so we'll have to do some other planning, but that sidewalk will be started and done hopefully by September. And the next thing that I want to do, just remind everybody, just in case you have not heard, Mrs. First's Charity Tea will be taking place on Saturday, June 8th at Mrs. First, the Mansion in Monee at 5739 West Margaret. And I do have tickets available with me this evening. So we would love to have everybody join us. It's going to be a lovely afternoon. We have harpists come. We have a live silent auction. We have beautiful food being served by servers. And so I invite you all to come see the recreation of Mrs. First's 1928 English tea. End of report.
Thank you very much. Moving on to finance, trustee Rakis.
Thank you, Mayor. The village is happy to announce that we will begin gearing up for our 3rd consecutive property tax rebate program. Please visit the village's website in the next coming weeks, as we will be posting the application, qualification guidelines, and dates. We hope to have as many qualified residents as possible. The beginning of the village's fiscal year has begun. The Finance Department will be reviewing its internal financial policies, and this review is to make sure that we are following best practice guidelines. Some of these policies include debt policy, expenditure approval process, investment policy, minimum fund balance policy. Last but not least, the village's appropriations ordinance was filed and accepted by Will County on May 17th, 2024. End of report.
Thank you. Moving on to economic development, trustee Wilson.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. No new business license have been issued since last meeting. Flag ceremony. Tentatively, we set for June 14th, Flag Day, for our Memorial Park. So we'll have the American Legion out there post-1200, our very own, to fly colors. So TBA will to be announced, time and date. Well, that June 14th, Flag Day is tentative date. So mark your calendars, and we'll have more information posted on our social media websites and platforms. So with that being said, Memorial Day coming up, just take a moment in time to reflect and think upon our country's history and the past and where we're going. So, and also with that is our local government, right? So we're moving leaps and bounds here. It's happening kind of fast, but it's not not fast enough sometimes. So just if you have any concerns, questions, complaints, comments, anything, any positive, negative feedback, however you want it to be, we can utilize that information, because we're listening. We're going to take that information and we're going to check into it, we're going to vet it, and we're going to see how we can we can be a better community. And that's what this whole board is about. We're listening, we're willing and able to sit down and have a conversation. A lot of us have meetings outside of the meetings to find out what's going on in our community and what direction do we want things to go. So we appreciate all the feedback, and there's more to come. So, but as always, when in town, shop around. So no, we're going to go ahead and make sure when available, shop Monee. It makes a difference. End of report, Mayor.
Thank you very much. Building Services, Trustee Henson.
No report this week.
Simple enough. Okay. And Public Safety, Trustee Udris.
Thank you, Mayor. For emergency management, on May 15th, EMA assisted the Monee Fire with wires down at Main and Will Center Road. EMA provided traffic control for approximately an hour. On the 21st, EMA participated in a large-scale search and rescue training at Monee Reservoir. EMA worked with Will County Forest Preserve and with Stager EMA on that training. And on the 22nd, today, EMA participated in a large-scale active shooter drill at the Monee Education Center. This was a multi-agency training that involved police, fire, and dispatch. Our EMA command trailer was put to the test and worked very well in the training. And lastly, from EMA, on behalf of EMA, for Trustee Henson and his wife Tracy, a thank you from EMA for LEAD and allowing EMA to be able to showcase their facility and their people, along with the great police officers that we had out there. It was a great event. Thank you. For Monee Police Department, today the Monee Police Department hosted a command and control training class at the Monee Education Center. This training explores command and control tactics used during complex situations such as active shooters, while incorporating rescue task force teams involving both law enforcement, fire, EMS, and dispatchers. Multiple agencies participated in this training, including some from Minnesota and Missouri. Hosting this training in town was beneficial for us, and we hope to do it again very soon. Cop on the Top for Special Olympics was a success. Monee raised $3,776.72. So a big thank you to everybody that donated, came out and volunteered. And Special Olympics Torch Run is Wednesday, June 5th. The run begins at Monee Police Department and will end at BP Amico. Start time is somewhere between noon and 1 p.m. This depends on the speed of the other agencies that are running with the torch. And then lastly, invitation to come out to Frankie's on June 6th. Frankie's is going to be donating a portion of each bill that evening to help support Special Olympics. And our officers will be on hand at 4:30 to sell you some great T-shirts. So come on out and show your support. Thank you, everybody. Be safe. And as I always say, when you see our officers on the street, please wave and say hi. Thank them for the job that they're doing. End of report.
Fantastic. Thank you. And moving on to the attorney's report now.
Thank you, Mayor. I have two items for the board's consideration. The first item is an ordinance for a variance for Seafeet Properties located at 25100 South Ridgeland. The zoning board conducted a public hearing. There is no opposition to this request. This is up for the board's review and consideration.
We need a motion?
Yes.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes. Yes, there is. Questions for you. I've noticed on there that we don't have, is there any landscaping that's going to be done around the fence? Is there going to be any type of shrubbery or anything?
Yes. Good evening.
Yeah, usually it's brought up at the P&Z, but it hadn't been, so I figured I needed to ask it.
There was a question at P&Z, and I'm trying to think if it was off the record or prior to the meeting. But anyways, there is some landscaping that is along the western edge of the pond, and there's a berm there as well. So the fence will be behind that landscaping.
All right, so all of the 300 feet that you we're going to have off of the road and everything, well, there will be some landscaping that might be done or will be done?
The landscaping exists right now. So the fence would be behind the landscaping that exists right now.
Okay, Thank you.
So currently, what's there is, that's just going to be what it is?
Correct.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Trustee Henson.
Yes.
Trustee Horn.
Yes.
Trustee Rakis.
Yes.
Trustee Wilson.
Yes.
Trustee Idris.
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez.
Yes.
2059.
Thank you, Mayor. The other item for the board's consideration is a plat of easement by and between the village and Seafeed Properties for 25100 South Ridgeland. This is for, I believe, ingress and egress and utilities. We would need a motion authorizing the mayor to execute this easement on behalf of the village.
Make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Horn.
Yes.
Trustee Rakis.
Yes.
Trustee Wilson.
Yes.
Trustee Idris.
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez.
Yes.
Trustee Henson.
Yes.
That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you very much, Larry. Any unfinished business, anyone?
I would like to say, John, as always, you did it, Tracy, who isn't here. Thank you. You guys always put on a good show for the officers, and to our officers, you guys are always great.
Also, I'd like to concur. As usual, it was a great event, and it's nice to be appreciated, right? As a
You don't
person.
count. You won a whole bunch of things in the raffle.
Well, like I said, it's nice to be appreciated. Hey. No, but yeah, it's much appreciated, and I invited some friends of mine, and they just couldn't believe that this exists. They're like, "What's going on here? What?" Waiting for somebody to jump out of the bag, but no, it's really what we do here. So I mean, it exemplifies what we do. So it's a reflection of us and how we operate. So it's much appreciated, John and Trace. Really thank you for that, taking an initiative on that, and especially during a time when law enforcement, it wasn't so cool to be a lot of firemen were looking really good, So no, but thank you.
Thank you guys for what you guys do. I mean, a couple of days of Tracy and I setting up, and you just, everybody's like, oh, you do so much in 2 days. Well, not near as much as law enforcement and first responders do all year. Since you brought it up, next year will be lead year 5. Watch Facebook and things. There's going to be some things next year that you might really want to show up for.
I just wanted to mention, after we get done with our Memorial Day ceremony here, if you all could please come out to support the Creek Monee, the high school, as well as the middle school. They will be marching. They play the national anthem for the ceremony that they have at first, but then they will be marching in the parade afterwards in Creek at 12 o'clock.
What date was that?
That's on Memorial Day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Time, did you say 1 o'clock?
12 o'clock is when they'll perform, when they start with the marching. Yes.
All right, if I can please have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I like to.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Rakis?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Idris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Horn? Darn it, I tried to keep it on there. It's 7:01. It was 7 o'clock when we started.